Hello everyone, and welcome to a brand new channel where all I am here to do is deliver no-nonsense guides specifically for Call of Duty Zombies Easter eggs. So I made this channel specifically to combat the old outdated guides that half the time are just completely wrong with a lot of these older Zombies maps, and I'm trying to change the game and just make it completely and utterly no-nonsense just for you. You're going to know all what you need to know, and that's all you're going to need to know from me, and that's all I'm going to tell you. Today we're going to be going over the Richtofen side of the buried Easter egg in Black Ops 2. Now this is going to include the NavCard table locations and buildables, as well as all the Easter egg steps and multiple perspectives of the Sharpshooter step at the end of the Easter egg. So let's get into it. Now with buried, you're going to need three things for the Richtofen site. You're going to need the Paralyzer, you're going to need the time bomb, and you're also going to need just maybe a little bit more powerful weapon, like a ray gun Mark II, something like that. You're also going to want to open up the church to get Vulture Aid, because you're going to need Vulture Aid for the Wisp step. Vulture Aid is in the church. Go ahead, pick it up. You're going to need it to see the Wisp for the hitting the sign step. So with buried, we're going to start off with the NavCard table. So a lot of the parts are behind that barrier over there. So what you're going to do is give Leroy some booze, and he's going to go run into that. And the radio will be right here, the board will be right here, and the electric box will be up here on the wall. And then another thing with Leroy that you'll have to get is the fountain open. And then once you get that open, you will be able to jump back to the spawn where the NavCard table build is, and you'll know exactly where that is. Also, once you get the fountain open, you just have to jump through here with your NavCard parts, and it'll transmit you over here, and this is where you build the NavCard table. Now every NavCard part is in the bottom of the map, aside from the meteor, which is right here by the lockers. And then you can insert your diarized NavCard, it's accepted successfully, and there you go, you're good on that front. As always with all steps of Easter eggs, you start off by turning on the power, and that is in the candy store above the steps, and it's right here. And there you go. There's the power. So with the first step of the Richtofen Easter egg out of the way by turning on the power, the second step would be to build the Guillotine. So you're going to come down into the barn for the first part, which is an antenna, and I would take this exact path. Just run back through this little area, and you're going to run through these mines, and basically when you come to this jump over here, you're going to jump across to the Saloon. You're going to come up here. You see this is the second part switch it off, and then go up into the mines. And then when you go up into the mines, you're going to not fall, you're going to jump across, and then you're going to part switch it off. This crystal, which is the third part. Make sure you clear out the way. Switch it on over. And then the fourth part, which is going to be a nice easy one inside of the gunsmith shop near where all the chalk is. It's going to be over here, and you're going to just switch this final part out. I'm sorry, buddy. I could go find it. So you come up here to the Guillotine over by the side of the Saloon, and you just keep adding these parts on since you have all four in the area now. And it's kind of just a part switch session. So there you go. And with that, we're going to move on to the third step, which is finding these orbs and powering them with the Paralyzer. Okay. Go up into the mines, and then you're going to go on the right. And there's going to be one there. Okay, there's the second one. Okay. do what I do and jump and make it like an absolute badass. And you're going to spam it. Okay, that's 3 out of 4. And then the fourth one is going to be past the witch's house, just a little bit out of the back to the left. And with that, the fourth one is going to be in the back of the witch's house on the left. You just have to spam it. And there you go. And then Richtofen should say, there should be a little lantern floating around. So you're going to want to go and get that little lamp and bring it back to the witch's house and fill it up with ghost souls. With that second step done, you're going to come over here, and some part of the map there's going to be a blue lantern floating around. You just have to cook a grenade and throw it, and then the lantern will fall. You can pick it up. And then you go straight from there into the witch's house, and you need about 10 witches to really get this. I'm going to be quiet during this section so you can really hear the sound that the witches make when they give you any kind of energy.
It's all so perfect! I advise you to keep it up! Oh, keep it up! I know I am. Listen carefully, my friend. Now the lantern is full of truthfully called juicy.
A little lantern symbol has popped up, and this is where you're going to place the filled lantern. And once you add this part onto the roof, this little cipher is going to pop up. Now, a lot of people get really confused on this, and I'm going to make this so simple for you, you're not even going to think about it anymore. So, essentially, these little crosses, these little symbols, are all part of a giant numerical pad. If you've ever used a flip phone, if you've used a Nokia, if you've used any kind of pad with numbers, even on iPhone, they have letters by the numbers. So ABC is 1, DEF is 2, GHI is 3, G 3. So this is the G section, which is one of the G parts of the cipher. So whatever starts with G is what we're going to hit with our arm. Okay. Same thing with down here, GHI, we go to this one is JKL. So that's going to be the Lunger Undermines one. This one is ABC, so it's C. We look at it. Well, if this is JKL, then the middle is MNO, so this would be Con, because that's N right next to O, so Consumption Cross. Guarantee it. Or Construction Cross. So with that, you're going to want to go up into the mines after you get either a Bowie knife or a Galvaknuckles. It really doesn't matter whichever you get, as long as you get something, and then you can head up into the mines. And with that, you can really start to cook on this next section. With this, once you have the Bowie knife or the Galvaknuckles, whichever your choice is, you're going to want to come up and you're going to want to look at these signs, and I'll show you the 5 locations. This is where Dry Gulcher Staff is, if that's one of your sayings, that's one of your ciphers down there. This is where Lunger Undermines is, which one of mine is, so I'm going to hit it and knife it, and it's going to start glowing red. It's smeared with blood. And forgive me for falling out of the hole I just had. And with that, you're going to also come up here. This is where Consumption Cross is, if that's one of your ciphers. You want to knife it, which it was one of mine, so I knifed it. And because you have Vulture, you can actually see this Wisp that's going to come up here soon, and all you have to do is follow it. Now, this is my last one, Groundbiter Pits, but I'm not going to hit it yet because I'm going to show you where Bone Orchard Vein is, which is right over there. So, with this, we're going to have Groundbiter Pits start to be active in a second. I'm going to hit it. The Wisp is going to come out of the wall. It might take a second to spawn, but once you get it, you just keep running it. And you have to just keep finding it through walls. It'll show up everywhere. You'll be able to see it regardless. It follows the same path pretty much every time. All you have to do is just keep running. Open a couple doors if you need to. Do what you gotta do. This one's in the upper portion of the candy shop. And then once it gets to around here, this is about the last area you actually have to push it to, because then it'll go to the guillotine. Once it gets to the guillotine, just go to the end here and hit it, and then it'll show up, and then zombies will start glowing blue, and you have to kill the ones that glow blue. You have to do this for 5 zombies, and once you get it done for 5 zombies, the step will be complete, and you can move on to round infinity with the time bomb, which is what you need. For the next step, all you'll have to do is get all 4 of your players to stand around the time bomb on the guillotine and detonate the time bomb, and essentially what's going to happen, you're going to go around and just search your dead corpses until you find a switch. They're going to be pretty obvious on the ground. You'll see them. Once you find the switch, you just have to just survive. And you can't kill anything, by the way. It's around infinity. They have infinite health. Even the Paralyzer doesn't kill them. So, I actually really like this round. I love the concept of it. This is probably my favorite step in this entire Easter egg, because it's just so well thought out. Lore wise and Easter egg wise. But once you go back, you're going to add the part to the guillotine. Once you add the switch, now comes the steps in the maze, which is essentially you get to randomly flip levers in the maze and hope that you get the right four color combo. So I'm going to say, like, randomly, I'm going to hit these 4 levers. I'm going to hit blue. I'm going to find green. That's yellow. See, this is the one part about the maze that I've always disliked, is that you could literally go around forever and you wouldn't be able to find them. Okay, so then red and then yellow. So if I get one in the right order, one of them will spark, but obviously none of them sparked. Okay, that's fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the witch's house to reset it. I'm going to go back through, and hopefully what it will like to do is reset the maze for me, and I can do my order again. Ah, look at that. So mine was red, yellow, blue, green for the switches. But now that you've gotten that done, and like I said, it's trial and error, so you just have to really try. So now is everybody's favorite step, the Sharpshooter step. Now, on screen, I'm going to have all 4 perspectives of what it would look like. But essentially, in the fountain, you hold F to make a wish, and these Sharpshooter targets will pop up. Now, with the mod I have installed, it will finish it regardless anyways. But when you have 4 players, you have to have all 4 players shoot each one of their targets in the 4 areas with 100% accuracy, meaning you cannot miss a target. You can miss it with, you can spray more than 1 bullet into it, but you have to hit all your targets. So, the first area is this candy store. The second area is over here by the witch's house, up on the witch's house on the left side. The third area is in the spawn-ish area. Best place to sit is like right here, and it's all on this area, encompasses. And then the last one's inside of the saloon. Best place to sit is right up here or on this ledge and shoot them all. And I'm going to have that play out soon. And then once that happens, you finish the Easter egg.
they please.
With that, I have to do a huge shout out to all those guys I caught that footage from. That was from a game I did about 6-7 years ago at like 5 in the morning, and these guys were troopers. They stuck around the entire 2 hours it took us to hit all of our targets, so I appreciate you guys. I don't know where you're at today, but I love those public matches and I love joining it, and I'm glad you guys stuck with me, basically being a bossy squeaker. With that, the Easter egg is done. That is the finish of Buried. I appreciate you sticking around with me as long as you have, if you have, and I hope this helps you in the future. And please leave any constructive criticism that you can in the comments. Please like, subscribe, and comment. You know, I love you all. I appreciate it. Even if no one sees this video, even if I can help one person, that's all I care. Alright, with that, peace out.